as well, and it says I'm live. All right, so sweet. Well, once again, happy Wednesday, everyone. Beautiful day out here in South Dakota. Another week of 70s in the forecast. I'm not even going to pretend to be a meteorologist, but yeah, that's what all of our meteorologists say at the station. Another beautiful week of about 70s. Next week, it's going to drop about 50 degrees. That's going to be great. Anyway, so this is a video or a live that concerns what's to watch for in NFL Week 9. Once again, sorry for the audio. We'll be back to normal on Friday, or Friday, as we like to call it. But once again, thank you all for joining us this beautiful Wednesday morning as we get moving here. Just waiting on, I don't know why this is doing that. Okay, so as we head into Week 9 here, there's a lot of teams that are kind of on the fringe here. The Detroit Lions are a team that immediately comes to mind. If you haven't been watching and realizing how good the Steelers look right now, I mean, geez, they look every bit of the real deal. Definitely a team that could honestly beat the Chiefs and go represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. But a lot of different things to be excited for if you're a Steelers fan. Like I said, a lot of different teams on the fringe spot so far, and it's going to be really fun as the season wears on, because there's quite a few teams that actually could be, with the new expected end of the playoffs, there's quite a few teams that will find themselves in a prime position to make the playoffs. Once again, the Detroit Lions is definitely a team that comes to mind, especially as they play the Vikings moving forward. I'm going to open up my notes here. And the first thing, that I'm actually going to copy and paste into the description here is the things that we're going to cover today. It's AP and Everson Griffen are returning to Minnesota. I'm excited for this. I know I probably should be worried. I'm honestly not, because I feel like both teams have got something to really prove here. Obviously, the Detroit Lions are coming off a disappointing loss to the Colts, but this is going to be a great game overall. And I'm excited that AP and Everson Griffen are coming back because, quite frankly, I've always loved AP and Ev. So they're going to have a big impact on the game. I expect, this might be a bold prediction, I expect Adrian Peterson will go off for 100 yards this time around. I think that's what's going to happen because he's been having a pretty good season for the Lions. And quite frankly, I think he's going to go off and just tear it up. He's getting closer and closer to being higher on that all-time rushing list in the NFL. And like I said, I'm pretty excited to see what happens. So far in the season, he has over 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. For his standards, down a little bit, but, I mean, this guy's just going to keep running. I mean, it's AP. So I'm going to keep running to see if he can catch Frank Gore, maybe. I don't know. But as far as AP and Everson Griffen, obviously, like I said, bold prediction, AP will run for 100 yards against the Vikings and at least 1 touchdown. Everson Griffen, will he get the first sack against Riley Reiff this year? I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. The man is coming out and playing like there's no tomorrow, especially for a team that now is on the fringe. It's, hey, the Lions are in a better spot than the Cowboys. I don't think any of us can debate that. But there's definitely a lot to be excited about, and definitely a lot to really heed here. Now, I do have to once again reiterate that even though I am excited, I'm also worried, because this is talk about a perfect trap game if you're a Vikings fan, because the Lions are coming in hungry now. They just lost to the Colts, as did the Vikings, but not to this extent necessarily, but they definitely lost to the Vikings, or excuse me, to the Colts. And they're angry. They are definitely very angry about what happened. They didn't lose. They got beat down. And I think they're going to have their hands full. Both teams are going to have each other's hands full with each other. That probably is not the right way to say that, but that's what we're going with for today. I'm sorry, I'm just sharing the video link here to our Facebook page for YouTube. So if you guys check it out there, that would be fabulous. Okay, and there's that as well. Okay, so Everson Griffen, Adrian Peterson, exciting time. Also kind of worried for it, low-key. Anyway, as the week wears on, I am a little worried about the Vikings corner situation. They're very depleted, and Matt Stafford is definitely no slouch. Marvin Jones always seems to own the Vikings no matter what. So that's kind of worrisome. But the Vikings still have Jeff Gladney. They still got some players some dudes that can still get it done. So they got it done pretty shorthanded last week, so I'm excited for what that brings. So a lot of different things as far as the Vikings defense that showed up last week against Aaron Rodgers. Will I say that they will go out and that the defense will play that well again? I don't know. Offensive line played very well as well. But heading into the Lions, I believe they have one of the worst run-stopping defenses in the entire NFL. I think that's a good thing. I also think that the Vikings offensive line definitely needs to get off to the start that they did against the Packers. They need to build off that. Guys like Ezra Cleveland balled out, looking like a great right guard instead of left tackle. Don't even get me started. All in all, it's going to come down to the battle is always won in the trenches. It's such a cliche thing, but it's the God's honest truth. It really is. The entire game of football is just won in the trenches. So if the Vikings offensive line get off to a good start here, I think it could be something to watch. There is a lot of different things that these keys for the Vikings to win that I think can really be said for both teams. Again, battle of the trenches, but also running the football. And sometimes, and you saw a 33-yard run last time, I think it was 33 or 37 by Dalvin Cook last week, that the offensive line actually messed up on a play. And he was able to make an amazing play. He juked, I can't remember who the defender was off the top of my head. Maybe it was Kenny Clark, or I can't quite remember, but maybe Dean Lowry. Anyway, the point is, juked a defender out of his cleats and ran off for a 30-yard gain. That is going to be, if neither defensive line or offensive line can control the game, that's what's going to be is how special these running backs are. DeAndre Swift coming in for the Lions. We've got to shut him down, even though, again, AP is probably going to be our main concern. I expect him to go up for 100 yards. He's due for a big day. I think that it's really going to come down to how well they can contain DeAndre Swift and AP, even though Dalvin Cook's got to get going as well. So that'll be interesting to see. All in all, the Vikings really definitely have to take care of business in the trenches, but they also have to be able to pass the football. They ran the ball a lot last week, and they only passed it 14 total times. So what that means is, quite frankly, it's going to have to come down to they're going to have to do some play action. Clearly, the Lions' defense is pretty good in terms of pass defense, but we're going to have to get it done. We're going to have to find a way to do it and just get it done at the end of the day. But also, I feel like this could be a perfect game for Kirk Cousins to finally show us he's worth the money. That's definitely something to watch for. So Vikings keys for the game: run the football, control the clock and the game, and the win in the trenches. Consistently get pressure on Matt Stafford. That's one thing this defense has done very well in the past, especially with Mike Zimmer. They always get pressure on Matt Stafford. They always make him look a little flustered back there. It's a big key. Corners need to step up. As well as a leaf. That's great. Corners need to step up. I don't know who's going to be healthy. Whoever it is, they need to show a little something because it could be a very long day for the Vikings defense. But overall, the last and final key I think here is Zimmer cannot get outcoached. Zimmer cannot get too complacent with his timeouts. He can't be too stingy with his challenges. This is a game that could potentially be one of the most important of the season. The Vikings are coming off a big win against the Packers. They're coming off a game a lot of people have had them obviously losing, which for good reason. But they're coming off a game that could and going into a game that could really shape the season. So this is a must-win for the Vikings, especially as we head into the season and as we get to move on. So overall, excited for the game. To kind of recap here again, keys: control the line of scrimmage, control the offensive and defensive lines. I mean, it's one in the trenches. Defensive coordinators need to step up, shut down Adrian Peterson and DeAndre Swift as much as you can, even though, again, third time I'm going to say it, if he's going to have a 100-yard day, if you don't have him on fantasy, get him. Defense has to continue to play at a high level to be able to get it done. So let me know what you guys think as far as those keys for the Vikings. Now, as far as the return for the Everson Griffin and AP, like I said, I'm dreading it because I feel like AP's got a little score to settle with the Vikings. But I also feel like it's got to be a great game because, the Vikings defense actually took care of business-ish against Williams and the Packers last week. But they still allowed over 100 yards, and that was probably their best run defense game of the season. So I'm expecting AP to go off and take care of business. That'll be something that to look out for. Let me know what you guys think. How will AP do against the Vikings as we head in here? Second thing we got to watch out for NFL Week 9 is Drew Brees and Tom Brady are squaring off. Now this is probably, in my opinion, could be the game of the week. It should be the game of the week if it's not. I feel like the Saints are in a kind of a crucial spot here. Obviously they've got a couple of big wins this year, but everybody's saying the same thing about the Saints, and it's kind of getting old. They can't throw past 15 yards, and maybe that's true. But if the Saints are going to have any shot this year, Drew Brees has got to show a lot of people that he can still put this team on his back, which I still think he can. Alvin Kamara seems to be doing his thing, is he more of a receiver at this point? Who knows? But I think the main question here for me about the Saints is how well are they going to run the football? Latavius Murray is doing his thing, as well as Alvin Kamara. They need to be able to run the football, and they need to be able to really do both as well. Drew Brees has got to step up. This offense has got to show me a little something. I'm excited and love what I see from the defense, but it's going to come down to that. Tom Brady, man's been doing it. He's been doing it this entire season. I don't know what that if that means they're necessarily going to go out and take care of business on this one, but I am extremely excited for what it means overall. Tom Brady, though, can do whatever he wants, but to me, it's Ronald Jones. That's where it comes down to for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ronald Jones has been having a great season, and nobody's talking about it, and it's really frustrating me because this man already on the air. I'm going to pull up his stats right now just so we can kind of go over this. This man at one point had 3 100-yard games, and that was a major reason as to why. I believe it started with the Packers or something like that. That was the second game. He had 3 straight 100 games because the Chargers, the Bears, and the Packers. The Bears have a great defense, as do the Chargers. Packers, a little rough. They're not exactly a run-stopping team, evident by the Dalvin Cook massacre this last weekend. But Ronald Jones has 117 carries on the yard, 500, almost 30 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he could be a guy that gets to 1,000 yards this year if the Bucs continue to run the football well and take care of business. Now, it's infuriating how well Ronald Jones has been playing, but also, again, he's got one of the best quarterbacks of all time to kind of be able to shade that a little bit. But it's going to come down to running the football. It's going to come down to both quarterbacks here showing what they can do even up getting up there in age. So I'm extremely excited for that. Let me know what you guys think about that too. Hey, who's gonna come out here? Who's gonna show out the best? Who's really gonna win this game? I think it's a toss-up at this point. Nothing but respect for both teams. Can the Steelers stay perfect? This is gonna be a fun game for me because back in 2009, the Vikings were, I believe, 7-0, and they went to play the Steelers. Long story short, and after much heartbreak, the Vikings lost to the Steelers and were 8-0. Lost to the Steelers and went 7-1. The Steelers now are undefeated, clearly. The only undefeated team left. Could this be redemption? Could this be something that we please get what we're looking for? I hope so, because they don't need to win every game. That's probably a little bit of a jealous Vikings fan saying that. But Dallas, are they the team to do it? I don't know. The quarterback situation clearly has to get figured out, but I'm hoping that the Cowboys can come out with the win here, even though it's highly unlikely considering how good the Steelers just look right now. This is just going to be absolutely fabulous moving in. So, like I said, can the Steelers stay perfect? The spread, I believe, covers it. But at the end of the day, if the Cowboys can get to running the football and playing defense to some degree and getting turnovers like they did last week, I think they've got a shot. I think it could be something fun. I think this could be a closer game than people think, especially as they head into week 9 here. And again, they're the only the Steelers are the only undefeated team left. So that's all I got for today. Once again, sorry for the audio issues. Please have a great Wednesday. If those of you that are following the election, please do so. Continue to do so. Have fun with it. Do your thing. But have a great Wednesday. Take it easy. And as always, peace out.